Hi, everybody. This is Arkady Frekhtman. I'm a New York City personal injury trial attorney. And today I wanted to answer the question, what is remittitur? So what remittitur refers to in the legal context is when a judge or an appellate court reduces a jury's damages award. And it happens a lot in New York. For example, there was a brain injury verdict of $100 million, and the appellate division reduced it to $20 million. And even though it was such a substantial reduction, 80 million just wiped away, right? Even though that happened, the verdict of 20 million was the highest sustained verdict by an appellate division court in the history of New York State. So that just goes to show that New York is a difficult jurisdiction. You can obtain a $100 million verdict, but it's just a paper verdict. You don't actually get the money unless the appellate division confirms and affirms that jury verdict, which they often do not do. And I've done other videos about that. And the reason they don't do it is because they say, well, would this deviate materially from what has been compensation in the past? So they look at past cases, and they've always been reducing past cases. So then they just say it's too much, it's not too much. And I think, personally, I think it's because the insurance lobby has a strong foothold in the state of New York, but that's my opinion. But in other states, for example, in California, there was a mild traumatic brain injury verdict of 21 million. And because of interest, because, they had interest going back like 8 years, was a very old case, the actual payment was 34 million. And then, there was talk about an appeal. And I believe that the insurance company in that case just paid the 34 million, even though the injury in the $34 million case, although severe, was nowhere near the injury in the $100 million case that got reduced to 20. So that just shows that justice depends on where you are, right? In California, you could have a very mild traumatic brain injury and you're able to still do your day-to-day activities, but yet you get $34 million. Whereas in New York, this particular case was just, horrific. The guy had like 10 or more brain surgeries. At one point, he was sitting there holding his brain in his hand, and they were like operating on his, on his brain. They had to do some kind of transplants. It was a crazy case, and he had just prolific injury. Like everything changed. He's barely functioning, and he only gets 20 million. So that's just how it works. It's an important thing to understand. I hope this has been helpful. Let us know what questions you have. We are here for you. Our goal is helping serious injury victims and families. All the best, everyone.